Talking Point platform. TTPTV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as one. For tomorrow, now we gon' make salute.
7:30 from New England View Studios. Good morning and welcome to the program Good Morning Salon, where they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today on Thursday, September 7, 2023. And we'll be in the program to you this Thursday morning. My name is Usman Kamara.
And me, Nasapti Kalon, good morning. Inside the program this morning, the National Publicity Secretary for the APC Party, CDI at Unison, say inside one meeting where they get to the Independent Commission, this commission, it shows the government to accept some of the demand them where they be asked for, like for come with international body for the part of the dialogue between government and the APC Party.
In fairness, we see say government accept, most of the things that we say. For example, having an international arbiter for mediate the talks them.
According to the president for SLAJ, Ahmed Sahid Nazgala say for the first time na Salon SLAJ go put gender equality policy na do for the media. And today inside the program, Radio Democracy will talk to Justina Mali, when the communication officer at the Leone Commission on Small Arms and Ammunition on concern that we didn't get when they say some people na Salon they manufacture small arms.
With this and plenty other stories for inside the program this morning, plus the founder and creative director for Initiative Capacity Building Association International, Aissatou Musu Hadi, we can talk about the 4th annual Intercontinental Spelling Bee competition. We will take place in Dubai this September. Remember to listen live on www.democracy.sl and sell from radio partner them Radio Shalom 89.5 na Koinadugu and Falabadi Street. Same way so on Radio Maleng 88.5 and Radio 1J 101.3 na Pujendi Street. Radio Colenten 90.0 na Cambia, Radio Moa 105.5 na Kailão, Vopade Radio na Waterloo, Voice of Sando na Konodi Street and Voice of Karine na Kamakuye on 98.0. Voice of Masoro na Pujendi Street. Remember, so you can send in a message on the number 077-981-981.
The program now, Good Morning Salon, anytime from the studio clock on 7:32, and inside the program now, we start for take issue. We look at the first one, outside the Minister of Youth Affairs, Mohammed Omar Mangwa, don't say government ready for give up to about 500,000 use them now the country. It talk this inside the International Youth Day Conference where UNICEF and partner the all for youth them with the theme Green Skills for Youth Towards a Sustainable World. Also, I see government main priority for improving the agricultural sector, where it will give more work to young people in the country. For more on this, we report Maria to Sheriff.
The International Youth Day, now day where the international community set aside for celebrate and raise awareness on youth activity them all over the world. And Salon they join other countries them na the world for celebrate this day with the theme Green Skill Towards a Sustainable World. And for sake of this, UNICEF and their partner them don't celebrate this day with youth them na the country. Also the UN Resident Coordinator Babatunde Awusi say plenty team governments and other people them can neglect youth them na the country.
The critical role of youth in shaping the present and the future of the Manas Salon we all want for ourselves and the generation yet unborn and not be overemphasized. The youth belong to that demographic that has often been left behind the furthest. They are mostly unemployed, sometimes illiterate, and unskilled, let alone having decent jobs. In decision making, in most instances, their views or a seat at the table matters less or is non-existent. And then we have the issue of drug abuse. It's compounding this worsening situation for this Nigerian youth today.
Babatunde Awusi continues say, youth them are very important people for any country in development one.
This year's theme, Green Skills for Youth Towards a Sustainable World, is specifically designed for us to reflect on the hope Sierra Leone will soon be well placed and advanced in that transition. But for that to happen, we will need to develop the principles of the majority of the population, which in the case of Sierra Leone are young people. Principles are knowledge, abilities, values, and attitudes related to live and lead live in, develop, and support a sustainable and resource-efficient societies. Can this be achieved without the huge potential that the young bring to the table? The answer is no. So as we gather here today, we are reminded that young people are not just leaders of tomorrow, but the architects of change. Their ideas, their aspirations, and contributions are indispensable to achieving the sustainable development goals and creating a more inclusive and equitable society for all.
Hannah Kagbo, na the chairperson for the International Youth Advisory Group, na Salone. Inside Leone call on government, civil society, and the private sector for invest in youth them for the country in development one.
Our role as the UN Youth Advisory Group is to amplify the voices of young people to ensure that their perspectives are integrated into the policy decisions that shapes our country and the United Nations to be specific. We believe that youth are not passive replicants of solutions, but active co-creators of them. We want to recognize the path to a sustainable world life in equipping our youth with the essential real skills required to address the pressing challenges of our time. It is imperative that we integrate environmental education and sustainability principles into our educational systems. By doing so, we empower young minds to become stewards of the environment, having knowledge and tools necessary to combat climate change. Today, we affirm our commitment to create a world where youth have access to quality health, education, meaningful employment, sustainable livelihood, and a seat at the decision-making table. We call upon civil society, government, partners, and also private sectors in this endeavor to invest in the young people so that they'll be able to listen to our ideas and empower us to lead.
Mohammed Oman Bangura, now the Minister of Youth Affairs, where he dey give im own speech, he say government determined and committed for provide about 500,000 jobs for youth them na the country.
When you talk about leading the way, education, this country stands a chance of getting a more educated farmer now than ever before because it's no longer privilege for you to be educated in the because that it's your right. And His Excellency the President will not acknowledge that. It doesn't matter whether you attend the mounts or you attended TDC or Police Television Council. At the end of the day, I'm here to tell my back at the University of Sierra Leone. That is to say, the schools and the university we go, the parents have their role to play in changing the mindset and transforming young people of this country. His Excellency the President has committed to create 500,000 jobs. And as a government, we know it's a tool and it's well known to the president. The young people of this country decided not to go back to 1961, but rather to embrace the clean energy revolution.
Inside this conference, then we get panel discussion session and Mariam Mafo Samai, now the one for the panelists them on this conference and inside your address as youth is say
Our climate is changing. The days of my grandma, there used to be structured weather positions for farmers when they are farming. Now we have rainy season all throughout. Their farms are not the same anymore. If you ask me why now, I don't want to die of hunger. That's why now. I don't want to die of malnutrition. That's why now. I don't want the wildfires to affect my village where I'm coming from. Our priority is we don't want to see our climate burning. So if somebody out there in the bigger world, somebody in the industry is not doing the right thing and our climate is burning, I believe it is our responsibility as young people to call out to the adults and say, you need to do the right thing. Some of the major priorities for young people right now, I think, is agriculture, natural resources, climate education, and also upscaling empowerment. What should we do as community leaders, as authorities, as a government, as INGOs, is to bring these young people on board and empower them more, give them the education they need. And when it comes to agriculture, why should we prioritize agriculture? then will die of hunger.
Mayor Nafosamai end up call on government and other organizations them for invest in young people them, especially in agriculture and other sector them, for the development of the country. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Maria to Sheriff the report.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue inside the program this morning. We continue for look at more issues. The President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, part of government commitment to the fight against climate change. In government, don't set up body, Ministry, department, and agency go to report all climate change issue them in the country. Kabia get more and gonna report.
The African Climate Summit be don start September 4 and done September 6 this year na Nairobi, Kenya. When the Kenyan government be host am. Outside Africa leader them be talk about how climate change on the among them country then serious one and self be fan way for address them challenge yam. Where they don't get for climate change business stand in different country them. During this summit, African leaders then be adopt one pledge and commitment framework where they talk about how they go address the climate change and then different country them. Salon and one part the country them. We been the part of this African climate summit. Salon and one part the country them where climate change don't among bad one and self according to government then take climate change issue serious one where this make government we don't put still in place for CC then fight against climate change issue in the country. We immediately talk inside the second day of the African Climate Summit. The President Julius Maada Bio be start first for tell thank you to the Kenyan President for the African Summit we organize.
I must thank His Excellency President William Ruto and the government of the Republic of Kenya for the excellent arrangements made for this summit as African countries seek to address climate change priorities in this critical decade. From coastal kisses with the Atlantic Ocean to the panoramic vista, from the towering king of the mountains, the Loma Mountain, to our sprawling national parks, Sierra Leone is a canvas painted with nature's most vibrant hues. Our golden beaches are a testament to nature's artistry. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if you've not been to Sierra Leone, I'm inviting you to come. However, beneath our nation's beauties lies an unmistakable urgency. The median age of just over 19 years, our young population, like the other young populations representing Africa's vibrant future, stand at a defining crossroads.
The president say in government go support the fight against climate change for make Salon people able for enjoy nature.
My government remains unwavering in our commitment to fortifying climate resilience, ensuring our people thrive sustainably and harmoniously with nature. In our updated nationally determined commitment, Sierra Leone has defined a progressive pathway forward for cutting greenhouse gases emission from the 2005 levels by 5% by 2025, 10% by 2030, and 25% by 2050. My government is unyieldingly devoted to climate change resilience and adaptation. This includes support for community-based adaptation in agriculture and energy sectors, integrated water resource management, and climate change disaster risk management. We are also poised to improve meteorological services for early warning systems and enhance and protect conservation of natural habitats and ecosystems.
In Kenyan for talk about how serious in government take climate change business in the country.
My government is unyieldingly devoted to climate change resilience and adaptation. This includes support for community-based adaptation in agriculture and energy sectors, integrated water resource management, and climate change disaster risk management. We are also poised to improve our climate projects, aspiration, and
accounting. So maybe.
Okay, well, the Initiative Capacity Building Association, what they call ICBI, came into existence in 2006, and the main purpose of this now for build the capacity of less privileged became them and self-create a platform for picking them so that they will able to compete internationally through education and entrepreneurship with other one them. From 2006 to now, they don't do their own bit for ensure say picking them able get the space for letting themselves able to compete internationally to different competition they can organize to a spelling competition. So once more, they say good morning again and welcome to the program.
Good morning again. Thank you very much.
So it's a bit of an introduction about ICBAI. You can go about and tell people how una create, what prompt the creation or the idea of this whole initiative for get an organization. We go to promote picking them for let able compete internationally through entrepreneurship, education, and other one.
ICBAI came into existence in 2006 through by then I've been Institute of Business and Commercial Management, na IPSA. So I've been work for NPPA, National Public Procurement Authority, because of the way I'm very good in budgeting. I'm very good in budgeting and all the rest, accounting. So my boss here and fit here for go do accounting. So with that, where I go IPSA, the first year where I did it, they began student union elections. So now they ask me, then pick on me, say, I for take part for this election. But I say no. I say no because I not been no really waiting I been go for. So with that, I tell them, say, I not go take part. So the second year again, then go for call me. So me company that we all been in the same class or the same level. Then go for advice me. Say one particular mommy we then call Mrs. Cole, late Mrs. Cole now. May I blessed soul rest in peace. You get for convince me. He said, Mrs. Hardin, he said, you don't know what thing God wants you. He said, you're not a leader. He said, take He said, make sure you take part. I don't agree. So now Inga for register me and everything. Anyway, I take part. But where I start economical with election, not to do or die game. So they go now, each domestic, they go and talk to them. So everybody been get for somehow they in favor. Now they are pulled in him iron lady. So everybody where the other contestant, because you know, see student union election, most times can deal with fet and all that thing there. So where I not been get for win. So, but that no means say me manifesto have been right. I look and say no means say where I not win means say me not loser. So many things that they be surround with me cannot be win. So I decide say when me manifesto, I for make good use of them. Thereby ICBAI come into existence. We write, we get for begin do activities. Then we do like Miss ICM Sierra Leone. We get the franchise Kabaslot and Kutuku. We main focus now for develop the middleman power. From 2006, we begin for develop the middleman power and for cater for the local content for Sierra Leone. So what to make we start like we get a Kabaslot and Kutuku fashion show. We see and say we got a proposal we embedded. You get Kabaslot and Kutuku fashion show. You get inter school or inter institution football gala, different things there. So all that then for make we put because then the peace not been there. Now been immediately after the war for keep the youths them busy, women them busy, gender policy, everything be there in Instagram.
So in all of this whole initiative started with you alone.
Not
Solely?
me alone. I've been get me.
Okay.
We because first of all we go with constitution, we go with board, we get a committee, we get all of these things we factor into the ICBAI. Not me alone.
So how ICBAI come about directly? Because before you come to ICBAI, there was other things that we be involved in. There was other way you be commit yourself to community development them.
Yeah.
Why you think say the focus, because mainly now people idea about Onana that they create a way or platform for let people take part in different spelling bee competition, both national and international.
Yes. The spelling bee come about in 2010. Somebody want me centimeter now give me plates where they call Aquila and the bee because they know say me they monitor picking the movement, me like picking there. So we watch for one of me words there for make I go play them. We play on a host over and over. I demand fit say we for replicate this in Sierra Leone. So I copy this plate. I send them to Lucien Ganda and Dan Mossier for make them go play and make other picking the benefits in Sierra Leone. Indeed, they be the play on SLBC by then I be Sierra Leone Broadcasting
What
waiting.
be the content of the play at that time?
Aquila and the Bee. It's
Wetin be the
about
give
spelling
out?
bee.
Okay.
Spelling bee. So I didn't fit say it necessary. So I copy the plate, I write proposal, I send it to major institutions there. Now Sierra nobody no sponsor her. But by then I not be able to get money for make a good one. So I've been start for working along on mining as the procurement logistics admin. Then at the form of Susumina Posi from TVB, I be the working at 98. I be the form of Susu. Most of the people that were there 98, they don't say yes. I help them greatly. So from the Osusu and from the Osusu I joined a London mining there. From me income now I start spelling being a Sierra Leone with where I start where are they going to places the people that they laugh me that they provoke me even at the Ministry of Education I go all over. Okay, after then where 1 year now because I be they invite stakeholders there, like one of the stakeholders, the former director of British Council, and become so interested into spelling bee because we invite an Western Rural and Waterloo. We go to the Western Rural spelling bee. Then be the for go get the keynote address. The program for start 9 o'clock. It go 2 or 3 minutes after 9 the meeting don't start. So he was really impressed. So from that now it get interest. So then call we from make we go display spelling bee at the first education week in Sierra Leone. Then form a committee and everything. We go the meeting wanted to tell with me staff them, me volunteers, they become 30 the winner volunteers. Okay. After that, the next 10 hours for go the meeting. The committee, deputy committee chair will be the day. Where I go meet, I say spelling bee too ambiguous. Funders, they know they fund them. Not knowing that, they don't go take another woman, can present and say, now me in they do spelling bee or now in they do spelling bee.
So fast forward from 2016 to now, when are the stand or status of this whole initiative?
Spelling bee don't take a lot of stand, regardless all the challenges they will face. Now we ICBAI, they represent Sierra Leone. We are member of the African Spelling Bee Consortium. Now Sierra Leone, we're comprised of 22 countries. This African Spelling Bee Consortium we form now through the all international body invitation they come out. Then we now the global award winner of Spelling Bee. I win the global award for Sierra Leone. Then the Pekin Wakego itself win the global award winner for Spelling Bee. Ambassador in win the global ambassador for spelling bee na Sierra Leone. So we any organization way for come inside Sierra Leone for go international na we. The main challenge what they get now they from the Ministry of Education or from
right. We can look at some of the challenges we your organization they face presently, but you get speaking there, we don't they take part in this particular program where you can organize. How you can come about for select them picking there?
First time when we start spelling bee in Sierra Leone, we will write letter to the Ministry of Education for make them select schools or picking there because spelling bee we get two type. We get the solo bee, we get the school bee. So then we they select and give we list. Then with that list there we they send letters. But we see say during when I can select where we go, most of them when I news sorted, they not be they take and serious. So then at the end now, when I see say how productive it be, everybody they bring complaints, say this did or this not wait is me. So what do we do now? We make each school they be committed because starter everything was free. Everything, even to t-shirts, to food, to everything. Now we be they provide them. So we the hope say because we don't get promises, commitments from like UNICEF, commitments from World Bank, different with the from the directors that will be come, the country directors that will be there will be the invite. So then be done ready for support. And indeed there be the support, but not to they not be the give to the ministry. So now we make the schools then they register so that you go a commitment fee so 10,000 and we begin at 10,000 for registration. We're now 100,000. We then they work together all in order for rent hall. So now when you register, they register at district, regional, and national. It's not all about Freetown. So from when we start spelling bee, like when we start on Freetown, We begin our don't do one, we don't do private the school, primary school, we don't do secondary school. With the next year we'll go na Potloko.
So
from Potloko now we go Moyamba, we go at district level, regional and national level.
So far, I mean, since 2016 to now, I mean, how many national spelling competition them where it by them put together?
We don't do now the 6th national spelling bee competition now. We try for do this December because of all the national spelling bee that we don't do no sponsorship, nobody no sponsor. The only people them where we go tell God thank you. We get Adonis Abud when I launch spelling bee in Sierra Leone. Go help we get Rokai Command. We keep person where they always every year from when spelling bee come now Rokai Commercial Bank. That we 1.5, that we 5 or 6 or 8 million they must give it. So from there now they will go pinch. Past individuals they will go member, we go give it 500, go give it 200. Yes.
So why you think is such a great initiative, bringing them together, building capacity to education and entrepreneurship? You know, they get the expected support where you forget from the public and other institutions. Them.
One now they undermine with people, then they undermine me.
Other than the people. Them.
One are from the education Ministry of Education. Are they the main undermining starts. From there now, that it starts. Then because of which I don't understand, you get the FCC, Freetown City Council. Now they launch primary school spelling bee. So one other group, what they do now from that woman where they be recommend to the education committee. That woman they now where they recommend from there now they form another right now two. I understand saying now 2 national spelling bee where we na the legal national spelling bee.
Okay. So
even this year, I can imagine the first day of the new PSW kind of education. May not be done. The day where I can they say, oh, anybody, people there as they see so spelling bee, they take and say that me.
Okay.
Yes. So as any letter where they meet, where they hold, as they say spelling bee, they say I started in. So as I go now, tell me say, oh, I just signed a letter from you. All right. Spelling bee. Now I say no, not to ICTA, not to me on that
day.
They
come back to you. You can tell me more about the international competition where some beginning get for take part in Dubai in a spelling competition this September. In case you just tune in and join in the program, you listen to the founder and creative director for Initiative Capacity Building Association International. Aissatou Musu Adin, we don't take we listen and view them through how this whole initiative starts. The program Good Morning Salon they continue inside the program now. We go for a break.
When I go take your money and go all some network problem. What we go do now?
Go na any Salon Commercial Bank branch, kiosk or sub-agent them all about na the country. Then get the money service business. You go able to take money where they send for you na MoneyGram, Western Union, Small World, and Ria Money, where they over 150 country them. With the Ria and Small World, this na for we brother and sister that where they oversee. Then can able send money direct na Salon Commercial Bank accounts. Na Salonia, like the one that we want bill us, or the one that we want kawaka, or for support them family them. Then can they oversee and put money inside them bank accounts.
How for do all this if I dey over under?
It easy, me brother. All you for do, now for download the Ria and Small World app them and put your personal information them. Now you that. Member say you forget valid ID card and the correct code where the person send for you for go take you money.
I want send money from your cool upline.
No worry. Salon Commercial Bank column Salon Link where the local transfer and Million Salon Commercial Bank money where anybody can go na any Salon Commercial Bank branch, kiosk, and then sub Salon Commercial Bank agents there. Any sign at the country and tell the teller say you want send money upline. Then go do your transaction and give you code where you go send to your uncle. But your uncle forget valid ID card and the code where they give you send to them so it go take you money. Salon Commercial Bank they look for agents them where they do money transfer for partner with them.
Wetin are the sub-agents?
Sub-agents na people that we get business. We want for do money transfer service for Salon Commercial Bank. This service go give you good commission. So go na Salon Commercial Bank and go register or call them na this number here 077 714 792. Then go talk to you fine one.
Salon Commercial Bank, delivering value. People when I go take your money and go.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue. Inside the program now, we read out a press release from the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. Also, this press release said the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank Limited issues scam alert to protect customers and general public. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank is deeply concerned about the recent reports of scammers using our reputable brand to deceive and defraud unsuspecting individuals of their hard-earned money. We take this matter very seriously and we caution our valued customers and general public about the ongoing scams. In recent time, there has been a rise in fraudulent activity where scammers impersonate Sierra Leone Commercial Bank representative through phone calls, email, text messages, and social media platforms. These criminals are adept at creating convincing and deceptive communications, often promising financial opportunities, loan approvals, or prizes in exchange of personal or financial information. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank would like to emphasize the following key points to help customers and the public protect themselves from falling victim of scams. Be skeptical. Always be cautious when receiving unsolicited communications claiming to be from Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. If someone sounds too good to be truth, it probably is. Verify the source. If you receive a call, email, or message from someone claiming to represent Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, independently verify his identity by contacting the bank directly through official channels. Do not use the contact information provided by the potential scammers. Protect your personal information. Never share sensitive personal or financial information, such as account number, PIN, or password with anyone over the phone or online. Report suspicious activity. If you encounter any suspicious activity or believe you have been targeted by scam using Sierra Leone Commercial Bank name, please report it to your local law enforcement authorities or notify the bank immediately. Your prompt reporting can help us take appropriate action against these fraudsters. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank remain committed to the safety and security of their customers and the general public. We are actively working with law enforcement agencies to investigate and combat these fraudsters. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank will never engage in this activity, asking for personal or financial information, and we do not endorse or participate in any fraudulent scams. We urge all customers and the general public to stay vigilant and follow the precautions outlined above. By working together, we can protect our community from falling victim to scams and maintain the integrity of Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. For more information or to report suspected scam, please contact our customer service department at +232 792 121 or +232 88 225 or corporate secretariat at +232 786 774 or +232 79 750 132. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank remains your trusted financial partner, and we appreciate your continued trust and cooperation in keeping our community safe from scam. A comment from management of the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank.
Okay, well, from that public notice, the program Good Morning Salon, they continue. Inside the program now, we look at another issue. After the June 24 this year election, plenty concern will come out from different body them. And the APC party now one will be plenty concerned about the election result. And inside our interview with the Democracy, the National Publicity Secretary for the APC party, CDA at Unison, say, inside our meeting we then get with the Independent Peace Commission, it shows a government don't accept some of the demand them where they make like for come with international body for the part of the dialogue between government and the APC party. Well, CDA at Tunis explain more to reporter Usman Kamara inside this interview.
We are aware of the fact, we get calls from several quarters. Some are within the international community and some institutions also locally where, they ask that we engage so that we go see how we go settle, the issues that we get as opposition, and that way other people may get for ensure say we see the country go before. But we as a party, we don't make the positions very clear in terms of what we want for see happen. And in terms of also dialogue, we don't make the position clear that, we go only even entertain for talk. If we have trusted people, if we see sincerity on the dialogue process itself.
All right, so for make it clear, for let the public understand, the APC party open up now for dialogue?
We have always been open for that. But like I said, our concerns have been very clear. But let's say this. Dialogue no means say we don't change with positions as far as the things that we want to see happen. In fact, the National Advisory Committee don't give you the authorization for let we proceed with the engagement. But let me reiterate that not in any way means say the APC don't change its position as far as the demands that we will make after Kone and in people now ECSL announce results.
All right, so inside this particular dialogue, which one hope for discuss with local and international people?
We still feel say we need to get clarity on the elections we just concluded. And we still feel say certain people have to be held accountable for certain actions that we then do against the people of this country. It is not so much just APC. As we sit down now, so now my office with this, so National Publicity Secretary. Now my office is, and you see my windows, they're all so say bullet holes. They're all broken. The window cutting them, they see the holes there, now bullets. Now they put their holes there, they under so. If I be sit down at this chair, also sit down so that day, June 25, 2023, I may not be alive today. So that's how serious it was. And this is not the only place. Both offices were burned. You have places where people mercilessly beating. So these are all things we will get for address. And there are people responsible for that. There are people who give commands for letting things and they happen. So these are things where we feel say we're not going to just sweep under the carpet because there is tendency that worse could happen tomorrow. So that is why we stress on sincerity of whatever dialogue we get for, get into.
Now, again, one thing we people on the, speculate now that we don't already state as say we not they take part in governance, and we see elected member of parliament themselves not they take part. But again, people then say, the APC party not get the country at heart, but their own individual and the party maybe wanna take them decision there.
Well, if the MPs that may go parliament immediately after elections, we're not for the talk about dialogue by now. We're not for the talk about addressing the issues they are owed on race. We're not for the talk about people being held accountable for the one that we lost their lives, for the one that we then property them born. We're not for even the talk about the fact say with all of the millions of dollars we government spend, we get a voter ID card, we know able to identify people and face. We're not for the talk about the fact say on elections day, you get polling stations that will not be get RRFs for enter elections results. We're not for the talk about the fact say on elections day, polling stations then they polling center then they will not get voting materials till 2:00 in the afternoon. With all of the billions spent, then things then they not for the happen in elections. Taxpayers' monies were spent on ECSL for ensure say we get elections with credible, we get elections with free and fair, and we get elections with for reflect the will of the people of this country. Now audit service don't tell we say ECSL no able account for the money that we then give them it. And now you can understand why. And we feel say we're not for ask ECSL why that happened. Somebody not for be held accountable. We'll not get the people of Sierra Leone their interest if we do that. Then the one the way they say we're not for ask ECSL, now then really not get Sierra Leone interest at heart. and that is what needs to stop.
All right. We see recently again engagement with the APC together with the Peace Commission. Waiting, the outcome of that particular engagement.
Peace Commission, come for, find out what need for be done for let dialogue happen. And indeed, we tell them, we own position and they work on them. And in fairness, we see say government accept, most of the things that we say. For example, having an international arbiter for mediate the talks them. And we see Peace Commission don't come back to we say, indeed, institutions like Commonwealth don't say then go come. AU don't express interest, ECOWAS, and we sure say other institutions then. But, then go give it that update. Whatever it is, the fact of the matter is waiting, we be the same reluctance with before. We see say that don't be accepted. And that is forget credible institutions, outside institutions for coming, for begin for mediate. Till today, people and institutions, local and international, they find it very difficult, including us, the All People's Congress, for accept the results we Mr. Kone give. We all know say it is faulty, and their faults then they will need for identify and correct them.
After this dialogue, if yet still they're not able to look into our issues, what's next for the party?
I don't want for be speculative or for be pessimistic. I'm an optimist. I believe, say we as a party with the mandate and authorization we don't get from the highest organ of the party, and with the anticipation and support of the membership and with supporters, the local and in the diaspora, and with all of which they go on, I shall say the one that safe way Mr. Kone don't give the authority for get the power, then safe one for see answers to some of them questions they ask. I'm sure in the quiet moment, they safe one the truth.
Well, inside that interview, we be listening to CD Yaya Tunis, we will talk to Usman Kamara and CD Yaya Tunis, the National Publicity Secretary for the APC Party, and it is concerned say from the different things they don't do engagement. It should say government to accept some of the demand them where them be make. Also one of the one them we government to accept so far get for do with international body, we get for the part of the dialogue between government and the APC party. I will explain more inside the interview to reporter Usman Kama. The program Good Morning Salon continue, and now inside the program at 10 follow before a break.
Election done. Time for move on.
You and me? Only I want fish, per mine, and 5 corporates. You are not for less me, oh.
Una we only sharp size so. Me that the guys are all thing don't go up. The rest na 6 10.
Hey, mommy, what are you sell get that woman fine just now? Why me on price for different?
Yes, because now una be the dance per week until we all go equal now.
So now politics make you know they talk to your own customer fine so, and you ask you price for me.
You go to think and they sister Kaya, what you want?
You don't see now? Why will they allow politics for divide we? Fanama we not see we self like one farm will be on politics. All we self, come on now. We all na Saloman. The rain where they come na the southeast, na the same rain they fall down na northwest. So for the sake of we country and we picking them tomorrow, we are make we forgive and forget. Come together for Mama Salon in better one.
This message will come out from the Promoting Peace in Electoral Process in Sierra Leone, where Action A, Center for Coordination of Youth Activity, CCYA, Society for Radio Democracy 98.1, and CBO they implement with support from Start Fund.
Because we don't want to be safe, but only intensing how we safe.
UTB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come. As we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you will transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, go send money to anybody and deposit and collect the money now in the UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for this enter the reference code and collect the money. The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 billion loans. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we there for you.
The program Good Morning Saloon, they continue as we reap one of headlines to them inside the program. This morning we talk to somebody from the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition for Komon-Tok, but then work and safe. Recent press release with pool concerning we get for do it people with the manufacture gun and safe repair. And members say inside 2010 Parliament been set up the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition for regulate the sale, possession, and the use of small arms, light weapon at the country. As I tell you for Kano more about this inside the program this morning, we get Justin Manley, we na communications officer at the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition. Good morning, Justina. Welcome to Radio Democracy.
Good morning, Usman, and good morning, Mifabo.
All right. Before we can look at the recent release on an issue out we get for do with people really manufacture gun and repair, take we through within some of the activities of the commission.
Okay. Before I take you to some of the activities of the commission, I'll go once for tell me family in a radio land say the Sierra Leone National Commission on Small Arms Trade when be we name don't change to the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition.
Why they change exactly?
This na big thing where the 5th Parliament do for we before they close. For let we get a change. And just like what you asked me, Sapti, the reason why the Sierra Leone National Commission on Small Arms changed to the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, now various reasons, but one key reason are the fact that the Sierra Leone country as a whole, we don't sign the Arms Trade Treaty, where now a universal treaty where they control the way people they purchase arms and ammunition throughout the world. And so many countries then become signatory to that treaty, and Salona be one. When we signed the Arms Trade Treaty, we ensure say we domesticate in Sierra Leone. And before the commission came into place, we also signed the ECOWAS Convention on Arms and Ammunition. But over time, we realize say the ATT in main priority now for ensure say we know who side then they buy weapon from the starting process. Before the Arms Trade Treaty came, when civil societies and countries and the lobby now the UN for ensure say we get them, there was a slogan where they use say banana when you buy them, you they see the country of production where the banana come, especially for countries and where not they produce their foods and when you go meeting, you go see banana they say come on Ivory Coast. You know, but when it comes to weapon, you know, they know who side the weapon come on. So civil societies and countries have been lobbying at the UN for let get the Arms Trade Treaty and say I don't be don't domesticate them. And we look at the training where we don't get with all the security architecture or apparatus. We don't train on this Arms Trade Treaty, but Salon no compliance with the Arms Trade Treaty. Even though small arms and light weapon are components inside the Arms Trade Treaty, but conventional weapons, when an arms and ammunition, we not get that mandate. And we sit down, we know at a situation where we may get the cocaine saga, where people carry cocaine as alone, we not get any legislative rights for prosecuting people in the we see now that the parliament get for rush go na parliament enact that law day. So because of some of them reason and we decide for lobby with government for let's say Sierra Leone be compliance with the ATT, wherein somebody no go carry with helicopter gunship or water tank or whatever ammunition or arms inside Sierra Leone, either be land, air, or sea, will not get the legislative rights for prosecuting people in the. Now, one of the key reasons in that we change the commission from the Sierra Leone National Commission on Small Arms to the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition.
All right, as you just mentioned about some of the issues, then let me look at the process and procedure if somebody wants a weapon.
Usman, actually, I number one follow we go into the process and procedures for weapon. But being that you studio, I therefore obey you. Because now a very long thing and a way as we begin, and so if calls begin, can it be centered on issuance of license for civilian? But I just want to go a recap to civilian and say, but one thing I have following notice, we have placed a ban on new renewal of licenses.
Why?
The reason being, even before election, I'll place that ban there. Because before election, we see the influx of people, they come in for take license for civilian possession of shotgun or chakabula or pistol. So we put a hold on that. The only thing we do now as a commission, now for renewal of licenses. Renewal of licenses. But mind you, the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, no they sell gun. Now a license we they provide, we they give to civilian the way think say they want to get license for possess weapon. Okay, the procedures are like this. Usman, if you want to get license for weapon, you can at the communication office and can do inquiry. Then the communication department, whosoever you meet, they tell you for let you write a written letter. A written letter to the commissioner where double as the registrar. Give you intention why you want to possess shotgun or pistol. They put you name, you ID card, you address or copy of your passport and indicate why you think say you want to forget them. After you don't do a letter of indication, we they take that letter then to the commissioner. The commissioner they watch the letter, then he asks we questions where he expects to don't prove from you the applicant. Then we go answer the question. If you think say in need for see the applicant, then we will call the applicant for come to the commissioner. Then the commissioner will use his own wisdom for either right approve for processing where they're gonna the firearm bureau. Where the head of the firearm bureau, now police them we attach now the commission, they're in charge of the licensing. So the firearm bureau they start the process. The individual they buy form, they buy an application form. If you not permits for let you import an Sierra Leone, you buy permits for import. Because many times people they travel outside for bringing cam weapon, and you know they bring can gun inside salon without a permit. If you do an illegal possession, with the full penalty of the law will hold you. When you don't pay that money, the money that they pay 300 millions, you pay them for you form. You they go through all your processes. Awareness they vet you, IS they vet you, they do fingerprints. Police clearance, you don't even go through Interpol. At first, Interpol be the vet just the individual for ensure say not involved in IS, in ISIS and other things. But now, even the weapon, they be vetted. Interpol they vet the weapon because don't get situation wherein people they come out overseas, carry the weapon, then sell and then they report say the weapon don't missing.
So in Justina, all them procedure we don't talk about, where you see somebody for go through first before you own a weapon, how reality them be? Is it that they are just in black and white?
My dear,
actually it happen.
It happen. Honestly, weapon issue not so like a granite, so you go buy in a market, or like we go for mayonnaise up counter and buy. These are reality. We get people them way very high place in society. We go begin to grumble, say, I don't come up, I don't can 2 weeks, I don't do so. We the same, come on. This not gun. One gun they terrify a one whole community.
So then gun ya one another really you say not to form owner people they buy them. Also exactly like it come out before analyzing them. When I can try for do a background check of people waking out any form of gun for say they were licensed.
We have a dealer in Sierra Leone for weapon. A one dealer, a sole proprietor. When a dealer where they bring weapon in Sierra Leone, you know they come you know they go in shop say you want for go get weapon. For purchase weapon without a permit to purchase. We have a permit to purchase where you they pay na bank. When you buy that permit to purchase, then at the office you pay. You they can go to the individual where get the arms store. If you not see permit to purchase, he not they give. And many a times would they make the armorer go with you. Because the armorer will be able to guide you on the specification of the weapon where you want. We have an armorer in the commission where they go with the individual with the permit to purchase. When I want for buy my cartridges, I go there, even though they know me say na they are there. Please, my way you ID card. I need for a valid license for sure. Say me na a valid gun owner before he sell. Give me the cartridges.
All right. So when I get any medical, system for check individual way, maybe go to una for license or renewal of license.
Of course, we get to you go through medical. We have the police doctor when in the check we clients them we want for go through we want for possess weapon. You check them on a mental state. You do a general check, you check them for ensure say in hand them go able for all weapon. We know say even not to age, some people and they way then get Parkinson sickness, that romanticism, we hold something they shake so. You not go car with that kind defect day. Then at the end of the day, you have for kind get license for weapons. So they check your eyesight. Me don't go through them. So I'm able for talking first hand. They check your eyesight for ensure say you able for see. You check your eyesight, you physical state of mind. We don't get person we don't go for license. Where after he don't check him, he don't prove so many things. He recommend say go say psychiatric. Because based on the conversation, he not so specialized in a general practitioner. Based on what he observe from that particular client, he recommend to the commissioner say, let it go for further psychiatric examination. But in all this, the community people they play a key role. That is why the IIS they ensure say then go na community for do a vetting and verify. And even you, when they within the family, for me for now, of course, I not get now me picking and go get for acts for ensure say is your mom a calm person? This woman, what vex? What did they use now? Because you not go there as husband or spouse when you angry when I get conflict. You decide to take net for senator UF or you man. When you do that, they get potential for use the weapon when you become angry. So within the community, and we form now categorical legal side where the spouse a consent. So especially the gender aspect. Because many a time we not get boku woman there, we don't come for license. Now few women don't come. So women they suffer the most. So the gender side, of course, in a key. You wife for consent.
So you holding in anyways, I don't get in kind of situation in the way they explain for if husband and wife vex, then get something they react to for take on and all.
Yes, we don't get that situation there where somebody in West Canada, the office, maybe don't off now at that time. It come very late going to 6, he meet the commissioner, the woman can't cry bitterly. Your husband always they put her under gun points when issued.
Your husband a normal citizen or belong to any
not a residential permit in Sierra Leone.
Okay.
So what did the commission do? What the commission do was all their weapons they don't seize them, and we get right for destroy weapons.
So now be light weapon or within in that
light weapon and weapon way more than one person they use. Now a pistol.
Okay.
Now a pistol, now small arms. Light weapon and weapon way more than one person they use. Where you need the aid of another person.
Right.
Small arms and one way person they use. So we don't get situation like a dandy. Well, before this situation, we don't even, when we get to gender mainstreaming into small arms, we don't even make sure say we not go can't they woman then they suffer or man then they suffer. Let somebody not think say I am gender stereotype.
All right, so you can look at that and same way so look at some of the activity them we mag me support now for mark some weapon then at the country. We'll go for a break, we'll continue the program. Good morning, Salon.
Use cement when a superior quality. Cement where they give you value for your money. Cement where they settle your wahala where you can get pan cement business. Cement where they show you the strangeness usai in matter. Cement where meets international standard. And that's not Dangote 42.5 R grade 3 export land limestone cement. When a good quality and best cement na the country. You know, see when me building Timap Tickets and Tranga, Dangote 42.5 R grade cement, na the highest grade pan cement, where you know the fed no side for buying na the country. No say you deserve the best quality grade cement, where then test and confirm say na the best. No make them tell you, no settle for less. Buy Dangote 42.5 R grade cement for pull yourself pan kotat, losses and wahala. Dangote 42.5 R grade cement, na the best among the rest.
What if I do? She said she know me got a woman on me
Baby, you don't hear the other samba where GT Bank get for we?
Wow. Now wetin GT Bank get for we?
Na GT Bank no more can do am. You know Yegi say GT Bank they give free airtime or data? Just listen to this. Anytime where you go collect money, whether send for you via money or even MoneyGram service, now any of the GT Bank branch them all over the country, GT Bank, they give you free airtime or data. It tell like you know Yegi good. I say anytime where you go collect money, whether send for you via money or even MoneyGram service, now any GT Bank branch them all over the country, GT Bank they give you free airtime or data. Me self no go left behind. I they go collect me money one time where they send for me through real money service and Sally Ion where they send through MoneyGram service for make we self enjoy the free airtime or data where GT Bank they give. GT Bank, it go better. You bank with we.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue. Well, from them break, then they will come over to our studio guests, and this time around they bring in the founder and creative director for Initiative Capacity Building Association. I said I'm also adding we there for talk about the 4th annual Intercontinental Spelling Bee competition we will take place in Dubai September this year. Over to you, Madam Adin. Now beginning the way for take part in this international competition as Ngefo represent Salon. You just get a week more in terms of ensuring that Salon became able to take part. Take we listen and view them through the preparation stage. Una set and ready?
We set and ready. The only thing is now the finance, that now the money for make we go get with tickets, with visa, for make we register the picking them because now the key things then the one in the as at now where they now the registration be don't close, but we in a special where I say we Sierra Leone by the hard work of we ICBAI, that is Initiative in Capacity Building Association International ICBAI, we are special. We can even register the day we will go to Dubai. We go register. Our Sierra Leoneans then we say the whole way at high esteem. Even the visa, I be don't go meet the one the way the visa way we don't take visa, so they're ready. Next, if we get the money today, tomorrow, next week, safe, we'll be able to get with visa next week. Right. We'll be able to do everything. Passports, not a problem. All that they then pick here and I pick the will be done. Where we be done camp. We camp them for 2 weeks. We don't train them. We don't train them. Everything. We see we care 1 gram picking go Dubai. Country they we care 15, care 20 picking and go. We picking bit there, no so we picking and prepare. They're well prepared.
All right. So
and today self we get training where they start with them today. When international, we don't get somebody from London, Mr. Macaulay. Thank God for ready for train them at the international standard. We they start today for 5 days.
Right. So almost picking them get for take part in this competition from.
Well, I know we now at least 20 picking them. We don't train over 15 picking them or 16, 20, over 26 picking them. I mean, so it based on the resources what we get because we they listen. Thank God for Parliament. Then we don't we say hopefully. Then we'll do all the best for make Sierra Leone participate because then we know most of the challenges that will be they go through.
So then we can for most school them will get private school, government assisted, another one them.
As I tell you, ICBAI they cut across private school, government assisted, and government school. And the picking them, we get the one there from upline, not only in Freetown.
All right. So during the training there and camping where you just mentioned, what's basically on the train there on?
We train them on spelling, we train them on suffix. We get different topics that they train them on. We train them the way of life. We train them storytelling, writing stories, writing poem, writing different things. That it's not all about spell. Even their talent, we tap on their talent because we showcase their talent. From yonder, if you look, that make from most start spelling bee in 2010 in Sierra Leone. all the Pekin there we don't take part for spelling bee, they not drop out of school. They all excel in the academics. Because we they teach them the way of life, they do's and don'ts, sitting habit. We get so many things that way we they teach them with. So we for make them pursue their education. Even gender-based violence, all forms of violence, it can anything we go delay or we go put stop to education, we they teach them Pekin.
So why this whole program important exactly? Because most time people can think say they ideally Pekin and travel or own all the organizer just for the fun, the picture, and the glamour. Why it really important?
It's very important. Like for example, what we go to Dubai, due to the performance of the one great Sierra Leonean Pekin we go, now influence we former Minister of Education award where it gets.
Wait to come who stage it become force or waiting?
It become force.
Okay.
So from that performance, can you imagine we not be registered to the day where we go Dubai, where we go na dining room, I see which na dining hall, now they will get the money. From there, that Pekin get for study over thousands of words. They get for study all different things. They will get for study. They emerge as first. Why is the other country they don't get? As of now, we not even get the guide it. We not get that because we not register. But trust you, where we go be one of the best. We not go here, but Sierra Leone. We not trust me.
All right. So as of now, almost on a need.
We need if not the 20 Pekin them, because if we get 5 or we get 10 Pekin them, what Sierra Leone represent, we need about $130 $130 something dollars anyway. $1,000 now we need. We go carry the Pekin and go bring the car, because out of that then they didn't get their lodging, their feeding, and they didn't get everything. Yes.
So now we don't engage Parliament on this. So now go is concerned and showcase it, because we first we don't go for another competition.
Yeah.
We can first globally. What will be the outcome of that engagement?
Well, the leader of Parliament, the promise say they will make sure they do their best for make Sierra Leone participate, because they were very impressed and they'll be really glad if for no setting like this they go on and they no say that will be good, because the one thing where important for where Sierra Leone. We put Sierra Leone on the globe. We don't put Sierra Leone because not today. We don't put Sierra Leone on the global map. When it comes to education globally, for funding for education, for educational activities in Sierra Leone, that go help for make Sierra Leone get major kick from nowadays. They not go count to me, not to Sierra Leone they can. So now that make we beg the government, we beg everybody in Sierra Leone for make them come on board. So that if you look at Sierra Leone, you go to the social media. Every now and then, bad mountain about Sierra Leone. You know, they are nothing good about Sierra Leone.
So now I'm going to change that now.
We don't change them, because where we go, even the ambassador where we dey, they're almost right now. The kind of invitation, the people that they ask me for invite them for Sierra Leone. Okay. And if we can't do make I say look, the African spelling bee, if Sierra Leone can't host the African spelling bee, where that 22 or 21 country can Sierra Leone. It go help into for booming the economic system.
My colleague be asking about the amount on a need. You say over $100,000.
Yeah.
Una not get nothing at all yet, or una don't get some?
Well, we not get nothing yet, but we sure say we go get them. Okay. If we not get all say, but we sure say we go get them. We depend on the Parliament, because now they don't want we hope it to by God in grace.
I start to add in my name, and the founder and creative director for Initiative Capacity Building Association International. There they talk about a spelling bee competition with some salon picking for take part in Dubai. We will be September this year, but according to them, they still get funding challenge. Continue for the way to inside the program. As a program, Good Morning Salon, they continue.
Inside the program this morning, we continue to look at more issues. Inside the Fabi College, like any other university in a salon, need urgent government support so that they will cater for the number of students them where they go to this college. For sake of this, make the Vice President Dr. Mohamed Jule Jalo go work on a Fabi College and meet with university authority them and self worker for see how the college facility they. Inside the Vice President Dr. Mohamed Jule Jalo, they ask the university authority them at Fabi College for set up working committee for say government address the infrastructure, water, electricity, and other challenge them at the university. Can you to contact get more and go now report?
Established February 18, 1827 for Obe College. Now one of the constituent college of the University of Salone, don't be the hub for modern education, not only for West Africa Salone, but for the entire Africa. Outside students all over Africa don't come na this college for land book before this term, but this college they face some challenging now. We get for do with infrastructure, light, water and other one them. As past students of this university and current vice president na Salon, Dr. Mohamed Jule Jallo, Wednesday, September 6 this year go work at Fobe College for see firsthand some of the challenge them where the university they go through. Outside the vice president be waka from place to place na the university, like the Kennedy Building, Art Building, Strasakim Building, and other important buildings in Afobe College. After the waka, I be meet with the vice president Dr. Mohamed Jule Jallo and ask am wetin lead to this waka at the university.
Well, the Probe College don't grow. When we been there, now been 2,500 students been there. Today, the more than that, far outweigh that. Then Probe College, of course, na faculty invitation, faculty staff, then go, we get discussion, and go meet me. So we discuss range of issues then. So I promise I will come visit the campus. Let me see if I can see some of the infrastructural challenges they within the face in terms of limited spaces for students and for take class, in terms of spaces they don't damage, and then in terms of the prospect, the other reconstruction and support we didn't get from various actors and such as the Chinese Embassy, UNESCO, World Bank for support the kind infrastructural development. That's the idea where we come and discuss.
Fobe College, like other universities in a Salon, need urgent government support. Make the vice president Dr. Mohamed Jule Jallo don't ask the university authority then at Fobe College for set up working committee for CC, government address the infrastructure, water, electricity and other challenges where the university they get.
So I don't tell the vice chancellor, deputy vice chancellor, and the chancellors and say, let them set up a working team. So they now set up a working team. Next week, then we'll come to my office, we'll get a first meeting for discuss all the issues then they. We basically the infrastructural issue. So na electricity, so na water, so na inadequate space for take class. The minister will regroup all the line ministries then. It will be education, it will be energy, it will be finance, it will be the law we look how we will be able to support them outside of the normal government allocation to the university system.
The vice president Dr. Mohamed Jule Jallo carry on for talk about the impact, but the work away in Goduna Fobe College.
The visit now is inspired largely by the fact say when you get 2.7 million picking in a basic education, them picking then they now most of them in the next couple of years then they can be positioned themselves for enter university. So you need for support higher technical education for expand not only the research and personnel, but more importantly for get the infrastructure where they need for able to accommodate them picking then they will start. In the next couple of years we will begin see 500,000 picking in a higher and technical education. So how you accommodate them? It involves infrastructure. We also include personnel, that is lecturers there. So now make His Excellency President